Ah! Bonjour! Bonjour Boners! Oh, bonjour, bonjour! ¿Cómo estás? I hope bien. I know it's hard to be bien right now, but I am here for you. Hello and welcome to Get Wood. I am your hostess, Jess Wood. How are you? Nice to see you on this Saturday night. If you are watching on a Saturday night, never any pressure. Hi, it's Get Wood, brought to you by IRL, motherfucking AI. Love, peace, happiness, community, fucking protesting, the right the right way of loving on one another. Is there a wrong way to love on one another? I mean, as far as the files are concerned, apparently there is. So welcome to Get Wood. And without further ado, we shall sing our theme song because there are so many out there that hit me up and that were like, what do you mean no theme song? What are you crazy? No theme song? Theme song is part of the whole deal. So here we go, my babies. Here we go. Big Bird, Sesame, Big Minge Energy, Rat-a-ta-ta-ta. That's a 9 mil melody. I know, sometimes I just want to continue to sing that song. Anyway, bam, and you say goddamn. This is a dope jam. I'm broad, I'm broad, I'm broader than Broadway. Yes, I'm broad, and I'm abroad, and I'm broader than Broadway, and I'm a diddlin, 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 myself. I just jiggled my boobies for those of you who weren't watching, and it feels so good. Your sauce will mix with ours, and will make a good goulash. Baby, oh yeah, what time is it? It gives me the chills to think about it. It's Get Wood time with your pal Jess Wood. Hello, it's me. How do you do? If you can see my shirt, your car is too close. If you ask me about Herbalife, I have a shirt on that is for those of you who are not watching. You can't see my braless titties running around. It says "Don't mess with us," and it's like a little Bambi and a little. It's all the little woodland creatures that are so sweet. But they're like, "Don't mess with us, yeah," because kind of like gangsta lean. I'm wearing lipstick. Okay, I'm rubbing the lipstick off because listen. I don't usually wear the makeup. And when I come to see you and I have this luscious ring light on, because people are like, what did you do? Did you do something? Have you gotten something done? I'll tell you right now, this fucking ring light is Botox in a light. I mean, you want to have filler? That's fine with me. But if you want to look like Flawless McGee, fine with me, Flawless McGee. Who's rhyming already? It's only 3 minutes in. This is exciting. She got bars. Let her cook. Let her cook. I'm taking this lipstick off because I don't know. I volunteered with my seniors yesterday. And I know I talk a lot about volunteering with my seniors. It's because I'm a good person. It's because I really like it. I really, really like hanging around with older people. As I get older, I like to see older people because what you realize, I mean, maybe a lot of you already know this, but what I'm realizing is we don't really ever change. Dun, dun, dun. I know it's like a scary movie, but really, unless you make a concerted, that's right, I said concerted, amount of effort, a constipated amount of effort, it's going to be really, really hard to change. And I know this because I've done some changing over the years. I believe I have. My friends actually tell me. Uh, One of my friends told me I am a poster child for therapy, which you got it. That makes me feel really good, especially because my mom, who wanted to be a therapist, could never be in therapy. It was a real rough going for her, because if you want to be a real therapist, if you want to go to school and be a therapist and all that, the last thing that you have to do is go to therapy yourself, because who you know who's teaching the therapist therapy if not other therapists in being in therapy? And how do you feel? Like, I think the best, I'm gonna sound like a real thespian right now, and I don't even care because I am one. But I believe the best directors, and I would say writers too, have worked as actors in the past. I'm doing a lot of things with my hand because it feels right. And I'll stand by that. Really the best directors that I know, and also if you've watched any documentaries about directors or anything like that, like Mike Nichols, one of my favorite directors. Yes, he's dead now. He's dead. But he was amazing. And if you like films like, I don't know, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf with Elizabeth Taylor and Burt, they, yeah, that was Mike Nichols' first directorial debut. That was his debut. And that's pretty astonishing. And if you haven't watched Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, please go and watch it. It's unbelievable. And his second movie, Mike Nichols, I'm going to stay on Mike Nichols for a second, The Graduate. I know. With all the here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Shimmy woo. Did I tell you the guy at work who told me, you can meow to any song, right? You can meow to it. And I looked at him, I said, just you stop it. Do you know that I meow to songs constantly? How did you know I'm a meower to songs? Listen, you're already listening. But can you meow to songs? Can I meow to meow, 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 meow? Why did I choose Jailhouse Rock? That's like a really hard. And then why am I doing the talking as meowing? Meow, 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 meow. I don't know. I don't even listen to that song. Anyway, I'm doing something a little bit different this episode because I am, it's very unorthodox of me and it sounds very serious, but it's not that serious, but I will say it. I am dedicating, and this sounds like somebody who's gone. They're not gone. They're still here. And that's why I'm doing this, because I think we need to tell people we love them when they're still here. We need to dedicate things to people when they're still here. We need to let them know that they're fucking worth it before they're goners McGee. And who knows when people are going to take off from this planet. But I have to tell you, I was talking to an old friend of mine, and we were talking about this guy, and I'm not going to use real name, but he's somebody that I grew up with in Hollywood and I've known since I'm like 13 years old. And I'm going to call him his nickname. And his nickname is Mr. Smiley. Now, this show is dedicated to my friend, my family, my baby, my darling, my love. I mean, he's not my love, but I love him. I do. I love him as I love all of my old friends that I came up with, especially those of us who went through some major stuff together. And Mr. Smiley, if you didn't know by listening to the name, there's some gangish stuff going on. There's some gangy lifestyles being had. And remember, I've talked about it before in Los Angeles during the 80s and the 90s. Uh, the gang aesthetic, at least, was very, I would say it was trending. I hate to say that, but it was trending in a way that, um, like at schools, from elementary up until high school, you could not wear blue or red or Raiders gear or, I mean, there were a few things that we weren't allowed to wear at all at schools because the gang stuff was such a big deal. And a lot of us were participating in said lifestyles. As I've talked about here on the show before, I really had a wonderful time. I mean, sure, I got shot, hey, things happen. Drive-bys happen when you're hanging out with gang members. But the amount of PCP, sure, we smoked a lot of dust. Okay. But all that aside, very, very funny people. Like the gang members were definitely the funniest people I know. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think when your friends are dying all the time, you get a really good sense of humor. When you're in danger a lot of your life, your humor tends to be pretty up in the front of things. And sure, it's a little maybe some would consider it dark humor, maybe some would consider it a little sick in the head. But if you're living life that close to the edge, it feels comfortable to joke about heavy shit. So some of the funniest people I know. And I would love to tell you a small short story about Mr. Smiley and a story that he told me. Now, I will digress back to the seniors for a second just to tell you that yesterday's theme for the storytelling was telling of stories that were told to you by your family. So retelling stories that were told to you by your family. So very ancestral, very native, very storytelling, very uh, let's carry on the stories of our lives and our ancestors and so it was very interesting to hear a lot of these people. I mean, everyone's story was fantastical. um, but I bring that up because Mr. Smiley told me a story about a moment in my life that I had forgotten. And since he told it to me, I have never forgotten it again. And the story starts on iconic Melrose Avenue in Hollywood, California, where Fairfax High School stands to this day. I mean, it was standing there. That's where we kind of all ended up going for a second or two. I went to Walt Whitman, which is the continuation behind it. Anyway, apparently I was walking down Melrose with a gentleman friend of mine from a gang called Carnales. Now, Carnal brothers, right? So I'm walking with my friend. His name happens to be Smiley from Carnales. We come across on our walk down Melrose, we come across my friend who I'm talking about tonight, Mr. Smiley. Now, I get very excited, he says, and I run up to Mr. Smiley, and Smiley from Carnales is making his way up to us. He does not run. He is very cool. He is a cholo. He has kind of a cool walk. He makes it up to where I am with Mr. Smiley. And I say, "Oh my God, Mr. Smiley, that's Mr. Smiley. There's a Mr. Smiley's everywhere. It's Mr. Smiley, Mr. Smiley. I can't even stand it. Can you stand it? All the Smileys." Well, Smiley from Carnales steps up to Mr. Smiley from Lads. We'll tell you the gang. Los Angeles Death Squad is what it stood for. But Carnales, that was a Mexican gang that had been generations in Los Angeles. The Lads, it was a gang for sure. They were, everyone knew them, but they were made up of like punk rockers, and there were some white boys, and there were some girls. What did we call ourselves? Las Death Squad Locas. Flash back to the past. Anyway, Smiley from Carnales steps up to Mr. Smiley from the Lads, puts his face in his face, tilts his head as they will. And he says, "Hey, there's only one Smiley, I say. Mr. Smiley, Carnales." And then my friend, Mr. Smiley Lads, goes, "Oh, well, okay." And then he walked away off down Melrose, away from us. Now, I laughed and laughed, and I thought, that is such a funny story. Oh my God, what a silly goose I am, honk, honk. And I was laughing when my friend told me this, and he goes, "Well, you can laugh now. I mean, it's funny now." He goes, "But I was fucking terrified." So I hope that story retold by me brings my pal, Mr. Smiley, some giggles. All right. That's what I wanted. That's how I wanted to open the show. Half of the show, for Christ's sakes. Now, listen, last week I didn't get to the story that I really was excited to get to. And hey, they're way more excited than I am out there in the old Olympic Village. But the only great story that I got out of the Olympics, because I don't really care about the Olympics, but my favorite story out of there, and it wasn't like the snowboarders and the skiers that flipped around and no, 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 no. It was the fact that all of the condoms were used up in 3 days. Thrice evenings that were had, and everyone just fucking. Like, here's my thing. Wow. First of all, wow. And congratulations on all the safe sex. That's fucking beautiful. It's amazing. I mean, that's why you guys are star athletes, because you thought about it and you think, you got to keep it safe. Like, you don't want chlamydia on the slopes. Do you know what I mean? You don't want gonorrhea in the fucking curling area. Like, you got to be smart about it. However, I also was thinking, isn't that a lot? Like, I know even when I masturbate, it takes a lot out of me. Like, my energy is kind of depleted after that. I'd like to take a little snooze, a little nappy, a little sleep, a little tie. These are Olympic athletes showing their best work. Well, I don't know if their best work was on or off the ice. Hello, I'm here all night. I mean, I'm only really here for 20 more minutes. 15 more minutes. I'm only here for 15 more minutes. Anyway, wow. Aren't you impressed with that? I'm kind of impressed with that. And I was curious as to who the condom maker was, because I thought, what a great time for sponsorship. Fuck McDonald's. McDonald's makes the Olympians sick. McDonald's gives what our friend KK refers to as a rockabilly blowout. You know what that means, out the asshole. Wonk, wonk, wonk. And you know what I don't like? I don't like this whole idea of TMI. Oh, that's just TMI, Jess. Jess, you can't talk about that. It's TMI. Okay, you know what's not TMI? Nothing. You know what's TMI? Nothing. You know what's TMI? The Epstein list. You know what's TMI? Fucking black people getting hung still in the reality of that shit. That's too much information for me to fucking handle. And yet you guys are like, not you, because you're very open and you're very okay with bodily functions, and I love that about you. But the others, the ones who, I don't know, won't let me boost my post on the fucking social media because my name is Get Wood. Are you guys crazy? Like, Get Wood is almost like saying funny boner. You know what I mean? How hard could that be on the kids? No pun intended, Epstein Island. I am saying reality here. Here is the reality. The reality is, it's a bunch of bullshit. They missed their fucking chance. Trojan, or I don't know, Riding Wild. What was the one that you could get at the bodega? The Wet and Wild. No, Wet and Wild is a makeup company. Oh, Wild and Wet. Shit, man. I get shit, man. I can't remember. But for my pleasure, please go get some ribbed, and you can get the lube. Got the lube. It's extra safe from pregnancy, and the lube. But I really feel like, as Cardi B missed her chance and opportunity to work at the MTA, not work at the MTA, but record a recording for the MTA, she's recorded a recording about pay your fare, don't jump the touch. Shut the fuck up. That was a missed opportunity, because we're having blizzards, we're having rain, and that's a wet ass platform. Watch yourself and don't slip, don't run, and don't jump, because that's a wet ass platform. That's all I'm saying. And Trojan, you missed your chance. You could have been the fucking 2026 sponsor for the Olympics, but you know what? This could have been us, but you're fucking it up. You're fucking it up. That's it. That's all on that. That's all on that. Oh God, do we have to talk about all the people? These are the people who died. I'm not going to talk about them yet. Well, first of all, I'll just list them off as people. Look, James Vanderbeek, as far as I know from what everyone was saying, what a nice, kind man. However, I was not a Dawson's Creeker. Can you imagine me watching Dawson's Creekers? And I know who all those people pretty much became famous. Good for them. God bless. Lovely, lovely. I don't need to watch some bullshit fucking Creekers, rom-commy kind of dramatic teen. Oh, my love. Huh. Blah, blah. I was never a Creeker. So what did I watch instead of the Creekers? I don't know. Married with Children? I don't think that was around the same time. Anyway, rest in peace, James. JVB. Also, Robert Duvall. Baba D. Oh my God. One of the best Howard Stern interviewees. Have you heard him on Stern? He's been going on there for years. Like, that's how you know someone's real down to earth. That motherfucker's over on the Stern show talking about, everything. And napalm in the morning. He loves the smell of napalm in the morning. Also Jesse Jackson. And I am old enough to remember when he ran for president. That inspired the Chris Rock sketch on the Chris Rock show about people when he went out with a microphone and asked all these people, black people mostly, do you think there'll ever be a black president? And everyone was like, hell no. Oh my God, no. Watch out, duck. So rest in peace, Jesse, James, and Robert. Bobbity. So Valentine's went by, was here and gone. Valentine's Day, the loving lovers day of Hallmark. Hallmark brought to you by Hallmark cards and Stover's fucking hearts and candy. Whitman. This is the thing. If you think about it, the Whitman family, the Stover family, these are all families that are like those old ass fucking American families that like run everything. And we don't even think about that when it's all going down. But I'll tell you who did. Oh, Jesse, it's a Hallmark holiday, honey. It's a Hallmark holiday. My mom always would say that. It's a Hallmark holiday, but mama wouldn't mind a flower. Like so fucking confusing. So I was out that night doing a show because I have been up on stage every night since I've seen you, except for the 2 nights that I was at the JOB. And it makes it easier to be at that place when I'm going up on stage a whole bunch. And I know that makes sense because, you do your art enough. The other shit doesn't bother you in life, right? So, up on stage a bunch, and I did a show, Valentine's night of Valentine's. And I was taking the train home. And, oh my God. First of all, it was the most coupley couplesons I've ever seen. Like, okay, already. Yes, you're together. Oh, yes, precious. Oh, lovely. Oh, she's got flowers. You're such a good man. Suck my dick. So I'm on the train and no headphones because I want to hear all the talk. And thank the goddesses I did. I'm sitting there. These 2 black guys get on. They sit across from each other. Now, those who know, there's a big gap of, aisle in between the seats. These 2 guys, they've got beers in brown paper bags. They're across from one another, and they are rapidly speaking about the whole Valentine's Day situation. One guy starts it. Hey, man, and I'm not going to do all the N words. The amount. It reminded me of my friend Jamal. Remember I told you Jamal used to call me his N-word all the time? Like the amount of woo, it was like woo. So anyway, I'm gonna leave those out because we don't say those words around here. We don't say no hateful words around here. And so one guy starts it off and he goes, yo, you gonna be with me tonight on Valentine's when you got a lady who's got 2 of your babies in Queens and you gonna just leave her and you'd rather be with a man. Okay, the other guy, he says, oh, don't you put that faggotry on me. Okay, I know I'm using the word faggotry. I got the okay from a couple people, but I know it's just as bad. All the words are bad that are bad. But he said, don't you put that on me. He said, I don't care about that woman. I don't care about that woman at all. And then the other guy said, but that's a woman that has your 2 children. And he said, I don't care. You don't think that she's got somebody over there right now? You don't think she's got somebody hanging out with her right now? And the other guy says, well, what if he is? That means he's taking your kids out to dinner, your kids maybe out to a movie, and he's buying your kids some candy. And he said, I don't give a fuck. And the other guy said, well, what if I just drop you off here at my pad and at my place, and then I go back up and I fuck your woman? And he said, I don't give a fuck. Go up and fuck my woman. He said, God damn, you don't give a fuck, do you? He said, no, I don't give a fuck. He said, but it's Valentine's Day. He said, I don't care. You make a big deal on Valentine's Day. It's just like every other day. This bitch doesn't mean nothing to me. She's just a bitch that's got my 2 kids. And the guy said, yeah, but she's a bitch that's got your 2 kids. You should probably think more about her. You got this other guy and you don't even care if I go up and fuck her. He said, no, I don't. He said, I could hang out at your crib. I don't even care. I could be there alone. I just finish my beer, be there alone. I just watch TV. I don't even care. I don't even give a shit. So, then the one guy said, so you could fuck my lady? So you think you could fuck my lady? What do you want? Some Valentine's fucking shit? And then the other guy goes, yeah. And he looks around at everybody on the train. He goes, I will fuck every bitch on this train. And I was like, oh, hello, sir. What? As little John would say, what? And hey, is Lil Jon under arrest right now? Are they holding Lil Jon as a suspect for his son? I'm confused. Anyway, listen, the emo guy is back playing his music across the street because it's been balmy here for a couple days. And I mean balmy, when I say balmy, New York City, 37 degrees. Today, 41 degrees. It's balmy, baby, like summer. Tomorrow, a blizzard warning, 18 inches. If I was a size queen, I'd be like, but that sounds horrifying. And guess what a week from tomorrow is? My record album recording. Yeah. Did you get your tickets yet? Because you can stream it. Yeah. So how anxious does it make me to think about doing an hour in front of friends and family, friends, family, fuckers, fabulous fiends? It makes me feel all the emotions. And I know we've had a new moon, Mardi Gras, Lunar New Year, solar eclipse, Fat Tuesday, Lent, Ramadan. Like there are so many things going on. And I know astrologically it's quite a mess out there. But the amount of emotions that I've gone through, the gamut, the queen's gamut of emotions that I have gone through during this last week or two of preparing for the show has been pretty deep. But I want to tell you that every time I get past the frustration or the sadness or the anger or the confusion or the self-doubt or the imposter syndrome feeling, every time I allow myself to actually feel those feelings, cry when I need to cry, be angry when I need to be angry, get up and fucking move my body when I feel really stuck, and dance in the kitchen or shake out or do an exercise of some sort and get through to the other side of the emotion, I feel so strong. And I feel like if we could all just remember that on the other side of the uncomfortability and on the other side of the fear is where the real, I don't want to say breakthrough or blessings, but it is. It's like where the light is. It's where it feels warm and it feels nice and you feel like calmer. And you or one gets to a place where it feels like you can only have and hold so much positivity until you just have to kind of let it go and be life. And you go, you know what, life is at what it's going to be. And I'm just going to roll with it. And whatever happens, happens. And I'm going to prepare for the best. I'm not preparing for the worst. I'm preparing for the best. And I think what we think is makes us feel a certain way, and what we feel emits an energy, and the energy that we emit is like a magnet, it brings it back. So there you go. It was kind of a deep ending, like Deep Thoughts by Jack Henley. Why does the crow keep saying my name? Asked Caw. Caw. So if you want to look for me and you want to watch me live recording the album from New York City on Sunday, March 1st, you can go to frigid.newyork and you can look up About Damn Time and you can purchase your tickets for the streaming. I'm very excited that you're going to be there on screen or not. I can't wait to tell you how it goes, but I will see you next Saturday again. Oh, and guess what? I have a callback the same day for a play as I do the recording. So I feel like that's just another delicious piece of art that I get to participate in and feel a little less anxious about both of the projects because it's the same day. And it kind of like balances it out, you know? I really hope that you're having some balance in your life as well, and that perhaps you're pushing yourself a little bit harder this week to do things that scare you and to feel all the feelings and to get past those into the next stage, because I'm excited for this next bit, Pisces season. Oh, it's always so dreamy and exciting, but Saturn is right up on our ass. So let's get to work and let's have fun. And let's be good to ourselves and be good to each other. And if you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting anybody else, you're doing a great job. You're killing it out there. And I'm so proud of you. If no one else has told you, I am going to tell you, I'm so proud of you and I love you. And I just think you are the bee's knees, as Jack Black would say. Skidaboop boop a la pizza do. Skidabow. Love you. See you next Saturday. And you can always write to me and tell me if you'd like to hear something that I haven't been talking about, or you have a question or a comment or a concern. And as always, please leave those 5 stars on the podcast platform that you listen to. Also, if you haven't left a review already, please do so. It always helps my little algorithms. And you know how we want to just please the Yelga. Yelga, love you, Yelga. Bye, babes. See you. Bye, boners. Au revoir, boners. Ha ha. Yo, yo, yo. It's a boner.